The Coinseries channel is pleased to have you back. A lot of people will miss the big picture because they are so focused on the Bitcoin ETF approval. Remember that it is but a small part of the whole view. Ripple was recently approved as a provider of virtual asset services by the Central Bank of Ireland, which is a significant deal that you really ought to wake up and figure out. Regulated systems and infrastructure will rip through Europe and Asia as Circle and Coinbase bring the next banking system online. Today, they received regulatory permission in France. Being left behind is not an option for the United States. That's coming, this is how things will always be. Now is the moment to integrate them, even though we understood for a few reasons that they would be the last and most problematic component. Politicization of the problem is inevitable, and it will put more political pressure on organizations like the SEC to find a workable solution. Also, BlackRock Fidelity's big players and backers aren't playing the legal evasion game to avoid getting hit with a billion-dollar lawsuit, and no one knows why. They have no stake in that bet. To keep up, they intend to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well as the larger crypto ecosystem. Trust me when I say that. Go ahead and read it. That's the total number of times we've brought this up. I am here to inform you that the Ripple litigation has ended, as you requested. It was that. The SEC loses this match. They had hoped to dominate the whole cryptocurrency industry, from the secondary market to token trade, through this litigation, but it backfired. They were stripped of every semblance of power. In this situation, Judge Torres made the correct conclusion in accordance with the law. One choice they have is to file an appeal. By the time the game ends, it's rather doubtful that any of the present participants will still be involved. And it will be yet another disappointment. Put that one out of your mind. Their loss was final. I don't know when exactly this project will be finished, and I will let you know. But then, that was then, the present moment is here. Time is of the essence. Progress on the agreement, their best estimate for when Gary Gensler will step down. And the year 2024, if applicable. The odds of Gary Gensler not making it to 2024 are definitely above 50%, but they are far from zero. The president seated there is so old that it defies comprehension. Here we have human-centered criticism in the form of a platform to debate Tao's political analysis next year. I will not be able to see it. It makes no difference, he could still lose. Furthermore, it is likely that another prominent politician from the Democratic Party, possibly Gavin Newsom, will take his place. They plan to let him go. They may not even back President Biden if he runs. He hasn't performed well, and there's little chance he will lose beyond 2024, hence, he may do nothing, raise the white flag, and do nothing wrong. The other option is for him to cope with it. He can't just use brute force or lose in court to adopt the cryptospace constraints he wants. Now that the time has arrived, we will look at the political reasons why he is likely to be pressured to handle this. With the formation of this globally regulated arena for crypto assets, what is most likely transpiring? I mean, they do constitute a greater whole, don't you think? South Korea's chief of financial regulation is currently flying in to meet with Gary Gensler to discuss crypto legislation. Everything needs to be in order because their new rules are due to take effect next year. A compromise is inevitable. This little game is easy for us to understand, and we know how everything fits together. This is why they will likely change their position soon. A crypto war is developing, including Coinbase, Ripple, and numerous other big companies. Additionally, the Senate could be swung by this. Given the amount of money going into pro-crypto candidates. The tech companies like Amazon and Coinbase are Democrats, that much is clear. It is their intention to contribute to the Democratic cause. These crypto companies have been through a lot of turmoil because, unless they are compelled to, they will go in the opposite direction. I believe they will need to change their strategy before this race if they desire that money. And it is their hope that their opponents do not get any of that money. On top of that, a lot is depending on this. By suing individuals in an attempt to force them into conducting business with them in a manner that does not involve collaboration or fruitful partnerships, the traditional actors in the financial sector are asserting that we require a new development, which, when you put it all together, becomes clear. They must act immediately. As far as I'm concerned, 2020 will be the final year of the arrangement. Even if it's only a stopgap measure, they should create and execute some sensible frameworks. Our official rules are at a standstill. There was talk of having some from his predecessor, Jay Clayton, according to Gary Gensler. Until we obtain the final regulations, please do not implement any interim safety measures. Be that as it may, something must happen. It is set to take place in 2024. The state of crypto for AI, in my view, will have changed drastically by year's end. The foundations of these two important future pillars are breaking. It's going to be a fantastic 2018. Feel free to express your opinions in the space provided. Kindly continue to subscribe and like. Goodbye for now.